Hola, ¿cómo estás? Estoy muy bien, me llamo Igor de Rusia y ahora hoy yo leo un artículo sobre calendar.py. Calendar printing functions. Note when comparing these calendars to the ones printed by cal1. By default, these calendars have Monday as the first day of the week and Sunday as the last, the European convention. Use set first weekday, rounded bracket opened, rounded bracket closed, to set the first day of the week. 0 Monday, 6 Sunday. Monday 0, Tuesday 1, Wednesday 2, Thursday 3, Friday 4, Saturday 5, Sunday 6. Import sys, import datetime, import local as underscore locale. Underscore all underscore equals IllegalMonthError, IllegalWeekdayError, set first weekday. First weekday is leap days, weekday, monthrange, monthcalendar, prmonth, month, prcal, calendar, timegm, month name, gm, month name, month abbreviator, day name, day abbreviator. Exception raised for bad input with string parameter for details. Error, value error. Exception raised for bad input. Class IllegalMonthError, value error. Def initializer, self.month, month. Def string self. Return bad month number must be 1 to 12, self.month. Class IllegalWeekdayError, value error. Def initialization self.weekday, self.weekday weekday, self.string self. Return bad weekday number %r must be 0 Monday to 6 Sunday, self.weekday. Constants for months referenced later. January 1, February 2, number of days per month, except for February in leap years. Days. Month days 0 to 31, 28, 31, 30, 31, 30, 31, 31, 30, 31, 30, 31. This model used to have hard-coded lists of day and month names as English strings. The classes following emulate a read-only version of that but supply localized names. Note that the values are computed fresh on each call, in case the user changes local between calls. Class localized month. Months datetime date 2001 I+1 1 strf time for I in range 12. And here's the brackets. Month insert 0 lambda x and the quote-unquote. Def init initialization self-format. Def get item functions self-months if is instance I slice. Return f self-format for f in functions. Else return functions self-format. def len self return 13. Class localized day. January 1, 2001 was a Monday. Days, datetime date, 2001 1 I plus 1. strf time, 4I in range 7, brackets. Def init self format equals format. Def get time get item self I. Function self days I, brackets closed. If is instance I slice maybe slicing days, slicing months, return f self format for f in functions, else return function self format. Def definition len self return full and abbreviated names of weekdays. Day name equals localized day a. Day abbreviator localized day a. Full and abbreviated names of months, one based arrays. Month name localized month. Month abbreviator localized month. Constants for weekdays: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, range 7. Def is leap year. Return true for leap years, false for non-leap years. Return year percentage for equals 0 and year percentage 100 not equals 0 or year percentage 400 equals 0 rounded brackets. Def leap days E1, E2. Return number of leap years in range E1, E2. Rounded brackets and squared brackets. Assume I1 is less or equal Y2 dot and the quote symbols 3 times. E1 minus equals 1. E1 minus 1. E1 equals E2 equals E2 minus 1. Return E2 divided double time 2 slashes minus E1 2 slashes 4. E2 2 slashes 100 minus E1 2 slashes 100 plus E2 2 slashes 400 minus E1 2 slashes 400. Rounded brackets. Def weekday, year, month, day. Return weekday from 0 to 6. Monday, Sunday for year 1970 to some year. Month 1 to 12. Day 1 to 31. Return date, time, date, year, month, day, weekday. Definition month range, year, month. Return weekday 0, 6 months, sun, Monday, Sunday, and number of days 28, 31 for year, month. If not 1 less or equals month less or equals 12. Raise IllegalMonthError month. And it is the definition what will be if the number of the month will not be in this range. Day 1 weekday, year, month 1. Number and days, m days, month plus month, February, and its leap year. Closed brackets. Return day 1 and days. Class calendar object. Base calendar class. This class doesn't do any formatting. It simply provides formatting. It simply provides the data to subclasses. Def initialization self first weekday 0 self first weekday equals first weekday, and the comment 0 hashtag 0 equals Monday, 6 comma 6 equals Sunday, space, white space. Def definition, def get first weekday, self, return self first weekday, 7, percentage 7, set first weekday, def set first weekday, self first weekday, self dot underscore first weekday equals first weekday, first weekday equals property, get first weekday, comma, self first weekday, brackets around it. Def iter weekday, self return a iterator for 1 week of weekday day numbers starting with the configured first one. For I in range self first weekday, comma, self first weekday plus 7, rounded brackets are closing and 2 dots yield I percentage sign 7. Definition iter month dates, self year month, returns an iterator month dates. Iterator for 1 month, their iterator will yield date time, date values, and will always iterate through complete weeks, so it will yield dates outside the specified month. Date, date time, date, year, month 1. Go back to the beginning of the week. Days, date, week, day, self first weekday, percentage 7. Date, date, time, delta, days, 1 day, date, time, delta, days equals 1. While true, yield date, try, date equals date plus 1 day, except overflow error. Adding 1 day could fail after date time max year break if date dot month not equals month and date dot weekday rounded brackets equal self first weekday and break. Definition iter month days to self year month, like iter month dates, but will yield day number, weekday number, tuples for days outside tuples for days outside the specified month, the day number is 0. For date in self iter month dates, year month, 2 dots, if date month not equals month, yield 0 date weekday, rounded brackets, and it is all in function inside of the all the attributes of the function inside of the brackets, rounded brackets, else yield rounded brackets date dot day, comma, date dot weekday, rounded brackets, and the brackets of the function is closing. Def iter month days, opening of the rounded brackets of the function, self comma year the comma self comma year comma month, rounded brackets, 2 dots, like iter month dates, rounded brackets, comma, but will yield day number dot for days outside the specified month, the day number is 0 point period. And the dots quotes for date in self dot iter month dates, rounded brackets, year month, 2 dots, if date dot month not month, yield 0, else yield date day. Date month not month, yield 0. Iter month days, month dates calendar, return a matrix list of lists representing a month's calendar. each row represents a week. Week entries are date, time, date values. Dates equals list, self, iter, month, dates, year, month. Round brackets, return dates I plus 7 for I in range 0, len dates 7. Rounded brackets, squared brackets. Death, month, days, to calendar, self, year, month, 2 dots, return a matrix representing a month's calendar. Each row represents a week. Weekend entries are day number, weekday number, tuples. Day numbers outside this months are months are 0. Quotes. Days list, self, iter, month, days, year, month. Return days I is I to I plus 7 for I in range 0, comma, length of days, comma, 7. Closing. Death, month, days, calendar, self, year, month. Return a matrix representing a month's calendar. Each row represents a week. Days outside this months are 0. Days list, self, iter, month, days, year, month. Return days I plus 7. The ratio, the range for I in range 0, len days 7, squared brackets. Death, year, dates, calendar, self, year, width 3, round brackets, 2 dots, return the data for the specified year ready for formatting. The return value is a list of month rows. Each month row contains up to width months. Each month contains between 4 and 6 weeks, and each week contains 7 days. Days are datetime date objects. Months, self-month, dates, calendar, year I, for I in range January plus 12. Return months I to I plus width for I in range 0, comma, length of months, width, rounded brackets, squared brackets. Death, year, days, to calendar, self, year, width 3. Return the data for the specified year ready for formatting, similar to year, dates, calendar function. Entries in the week lists are day number, weekday number, tuples. Need to Google how to pronounce it correct. Tuples pronunciation. Tuple. Tuples. Tuple. 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 Okay. Tuples. Tuples. Day numbers outside this months are 0. Months equals squared brackets opens. Squared bracket is square bracket opens. Self month days to calendar, year I, function of them. For I in range January plus 12. Return months I range from I to I plus width. For I in range 0, length of months, width. Brackets to both of brackets are closing. Death, year, days, calendar, self, year, width 3. Return the date for the specified year ready for formatting, similar to year, dates, calendar function. Entries in the week lists are day numbers. Day numbers outside this month are 0. Month are 0. Months equals brackets, self, month, days, calendar, year I. For I in range January plus 12. Return months I, the range from I to I plus width. For I in range 0, length of months, width and closing brackets. Class text calendar, subclass of calendar that outputs a calendar as a simple plain text similar to the Unix program calendar. Definition: PR week, self to print a single week. Print week, self the week width, and print self format week the week width and with space place. No new line. Without new line. Def format day, self day, weekday width are attributes of function in programming. In program. Characteristic. We can learn it. Attributes. Class attributes, variable name, fields, type of attribute test X. Means the class. Hello is the name. Him, create class object attribute. Set data and show data and our function attributes. Set data. Okay. Format day if day equals 0 as this format, a single week, format week. If they equal, okay, print format day, self day, weekday width returns a format day. If they equals 0 as equals space, else as 2i percentage right aligns single digit days. And here's they return as center width. Def format week self def. Need to Google how to say it correct. Def. 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 Def format week self the week width returns a single week in a string, non-new line. Return join self format day wd width of a day for dwd in the week. Def format weekday self day width return a formatted weekday name. If width is more or equals 9, then names equals day name, day underscore name, else names equals day underscore abbr. Return names day to dots width, dot center width. Def format week header self width return a header for a week. Return space join self format week I width for I in self in iter weekdays 2 places, 2 rounded brackets. Def format month name self the year the month width with year true. Return a formatted month name as month underscore name the month. If with year as equals as r percentage as the year rounded brackets return as dot center width. Def print month self the year the month week 0 L0 print a month's calendar. Print self format month, the year, the month, width, length, and format month, def format month, self, the year, the month, w equals 0, l dot equals comma l equals 0, rounded brackets, return a month's calendar string multi-line, w max 2 comma w, l max 1 l, as self format month name, the year, the month, 7 multiplicated 7 times 8 plus 1 minus 1, s equals s r strip brackets, s equals n and times 1, s equals sum of this s and self format week header function with an operator with the value of w, r strip rounded brackets, n slash n to the opposite side multiplied on l. For week in self-month days to calendar, the year, the month, 2 dots s plus equals self format week, comma w, r strip rounded brackets, s plus equals n multiplied on l, return s. Def format year, self the year, w2 l1 c6 m3 returns a year's calendar as a multi-line string. W max 2v, l max 1l, c max 2c, column width w plus 1 multiplied on 7 minus 1, v it is nothing, a v append, a representation the year, center column width times m plus c times of the difference m and n, dot r strip brackets a n times l rounded brackets header self format week header attribute inside of the rounded brackets, and this attribute is w. For I row in enumerate self year days to calendar, the year m, months in this row, months range m multiplied I plus 1, mean m multiplied I plus 1 plus 1, 13, a n times l, name self format month name, the year k column width false, for k in months, a format string false, call width false, a format string names call width, c r strip opened brackets, closed brackets, rounded brackets, and one more closed rounded brackets, a n times l rounded brackets headers equals opening rounded brackets header for k in months, rounded brackets are closing, a format string headers column width c dot r strip column brackets are closing, column bracket is closed is opening, and rounded bracket is opening, rounded bracket is closing, rounded bracket is closing, a n times l, max number of weeks for this row, height max len call for cal for cal in row. cal, 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 cow, cal, 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 cal in a row, just J in range height, weeks for cal in a row if J is more or equals len, cal round brackets are closing, two dots, weeks append two quotes, else weeks append self format week, cal J, comma W, rounded brackets are closing, are format strings, weeks column width C, R strip, rounded brackets are closing, A times L, return join V, def print year, def print year, self the year, comma W equals O equals 0, comma L equals 0, comma C equals 6, comma month equals 3, M equals 3. Print a year's calendar. Print self format year, the year WLCM. Class HTML calendar. This calendar returns complete HTML pages. CSS classes for the date TD with sharp brackets S. CSS classes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Def format day, self day, weekday. Return a day as a table cell. If day equals 0, return TD class no day and BSP and TD day outside month. Else return TD class SDTD percentage self CSS classes weekday day. Definition format week self the week, return complete week as a table row. As join space join self format day DWD for D weekday in the week. Return TR as TR percentage S. Def format week self day. Return a week name as a table header. Return TH class SS TH self CSS classes day ABBR day. Def format week header. Return a header for a week as a table row. Join self format weekday for I in self iterator weekdays. Rounded brackets return TR as TR percentage S. Definition format month name self the year the month with year equals true. Return a month name as a table row. If with year as month name the month the year, else as month name the month. Return TRTH call span 7. Class month as THTR. Definition format month self the year the month with year true. Return a formatted month as a table. V append a table border 0 cell padding 0 cell spacing 0 class month closing brackets rounded brackets A and self.format month name, the year, the month with year, a and self.format week headers and week in self.month days to calendar, the year, the month, a self.month week, week a and a table, a and return join v. Def format year, self the year with 3 equals 3. Return a formatted year as a table of tables. V equals the blank space, a v dot append, what is it? Append, add something as an attachment or supplement. Add, okay, append width equals max width, max width 1, closing brackets, rounded brackets, a table border 0, cell padding 0, cell spacing 0, class year, a n, a tr th column span d, class year, s thr percentage width the year. For I in range January plus 12, width months in this row, months range, I minimum, I width 13, a 4m in months, a td, a self format month, the year m with year equals false, a td, atr, a table, closing, closing table, closing tr, closing td, return join tr rtd. Def format year page, self the year width equals 3, css calendar.css, encoding none. Return a formatted year as a complete HTML page. If encoding is none, encoding sys.getDefault encoding, get default encoding, and we have two rounded brackets, v squared brackets, a v append, a XML version 1.0 encoding s encoding doctime a doctime HTML public v append w3c dtd x HTML 1.0 strict 2 slashes and http www.w3.org/tr/x/html the line strict.dtd and 2 dots and closing brackets, HTML head meta http equivalent content type content text HTML char set as encoding. If CSS is not none, a link rel style sheet type text CSS href CSS title calendar for d title, the year head body self format year, the year width body HTML return join v encode encoding xml char refer place char refer place class different refre place class different locale a place where something happens or is set or that has particular events associated with it. Def initialization self.locale self.locale equals locale. Definition enter self alt locale equals locale get locale locale.lc time locale set locale locale time self locale rounded brackets closing def exit self args locale set locale locale time self old locale class locale text calendar. This class can be passed a local name in the constructor and will return month and weekday names in the specified locale. If this locale includes an encoding, all strings containing month and weekday names will be returning as Unicode. Definition initialization self first weekday equals 0 locale none text calendar initialization self first weekday if locale is none locale equals locale dot get default locale rounded brackets self dot locale equals locale. Definition format weekday self day with different locale in rounded brackets self locale 2 dots if width more or equals 9 names equals day underscore name else names equals day underscore abbreviation name equals names day return name width 2 dots dot center width def format month name self the year the month with year true with different locale self locale 2 dots cell s equals month name the month if with year as sr percentage as the year return as center width class locale HTML calendar 2 dots. This class can be passed a local name in the constructor and will return month and weekday names in the specified locale. If this locale includes an encoding, all strings containing month and weekday names will be returned as Unicode. Def initialization self first weekday equals 0 locale none HTML calendar dot initialization and underscore self first week if locale is none locale equals locale dot get default locale to rounded brackets self locale equals locale def format weekday self comma day with different underscore locale self dot locale s equals day abbreviation day return th class ssh self class css classes day c rounded brackets definition format month name self the year the month with year equals true with different locale self locale as month name the month if with year as equals as percentage as the year return trth call span 7 class month as thtr percentage s support for old model level interface c equals text calendar first weekday equals c dot get first weekday definition set first weekday if not Monday first weekday if not Monday first weekday Sunday less or equals Sunday raise IllegalWeekdayError first weekday c dot first weekday equals first weekday month calendar c dot month days calendar print week equals c dot print week equals c dot format week header equals c dot format week header print month equals c dot print month equals c dot format month calendar equals c dot format year print cal equals c.printYear. Spacing of month columns for multi-column year calendar 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 column width equals 7 times 3 minus 1 amount printed by print week. Spacing equals 6 number of spaces between columns. Def format columns column width spacing prints multi-column formatting for year calendars. Print format strings columns width spacing. Definition format string column width equals underscore column width comma spacing equals underscore spacing. Rounded brackets are closing. 2 dots returns a string formatted from n strings centered within n columns. Dot quote unquote spacing multiplicated and equals space. Return spacing dot join c dot center column width for c in columns. Epoch equals 9070. Epoch ord datetime date epoch comma 1 comma 1 to ordinal rounded brackets. Definition timegm tuple unrelated but handy function to calculate Unix timestamp from GMT, year, month, day, hour, minute, second, tuple 6 days, date, time, dates, date, year, month, 1 to ordinal, epoch ord plus day minus 1, hours, days multiplied 24 plus hour, minutes, hours multiplied 60 plus minute, or seconds, minutes multiplied 60 plus second. Return seconds. Definition main args, import opt parse, parser opt parse, option parser, dot option parser, usage proc options year month, parser add underscore option minus w minus width dest width type integer default equals 2, help width of date column default 2 text only, rounded brackets are closing, parser dot add option minus l minus lines dest lines type integer default equals 1, help number of lines for each week default 1 text only, parser dot add option minus 7 minus spacing destination spacing type integer default 6, help spacing between months default 6 text only, minus m parser add option minus m minus month quoted quotes in inverted commas quotation hooks quotes. Parser add option minus s destination month per row default 3 text only, minus 7 minus css destination css default calendar.css help css to use for page html only, parser add option minus l minus locale dest locale default none, help locale to be used from month and weekday names, parser add option minus e minus encoding destination encoding default none, help encoding to use for output, parser dot add underscore option minus t minus type destination type default text choices text html help output type text or HTML rounded brackets and also quotes. Options args, parser.parse args, if options locale and not options dot encoding, parser error, if locale is specified, encoding is required, sys.exit 1, locale options encoding, if options type equals HTML, if options dot locale local HTML calendar locale equals locale, else cal HTML calendar encoding options encoding. If encoding is none, encoding sys get default encoding, brackets rounded brackets option dictionary encoding CSS equals options.css, write sys.std out buffer.write. If length args equals 1, write cal format year page, date time date today, year opt dict options dictionary, if length args equals 2, write calendar format year page, int args 1 opts dictionary rounded brackets, else parser error, incorrect number of arguments, sys.exit. Else if options locale calendar locale text calendar locale equals locale, else calendar text calendar opt dictionary w options with l equals options lines, if len args not equals 3, optional dictionary s options spacing, option dictionary m options months in squared brackets. And last several lines are here. If length args equals 1, result cal format year date time date today year optional dictionary l. If length args equals 2, result call format year int args 1 opt dict l. If length args equals 3, result cal format month int args 1 int args 2 opt dict, else parser.error, incorrect number of arguments, sys.exit, write sys.std out write. If options encoding equals result encode, options encoding, write sys.std out buffer.write, write result in rounded brackets. If name equals main in quotes, 2 dots, new line, last line number 703, main sys.rgv. We finished it, guys. Muchas gracias, mis amigos o amigas. Local, palabras, yo aprendí palabras local y format week y muchas más, y ahora, años y día y otras igual y otras self things and the week and the calendar and how it works. Thank you a lot for watching. Muchas gracias por escuchar y leer con mi. Buena suerte, mis amigos.